Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your daily guide for inner child healing. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Now, before we dive in, I have a few quick reminders. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps us spread the word, allowing us to continue to grow this community. Next, I'd like to introduce our Patreon group, where we have 3 weekly meetings. On Sundays, we have a meditation meeting. On Tuesdays, we have book club meeting. And on Thursdays, we have open topic discussions. These meetings take place at 6 p.m. CEST, so Amsterdam, Paris time. For my next announcement, I'd also like to introduce the Reparenting Daily journal, which you can find on Amazon. This journal follows along with the podcast, so each weekly and monthly themes are reflected in the journal. It provides space for you to keep your notes with plenty of extra resources on each topic to be discussed. It's an excellent tool, and if you purchase it, you can join our weekly meetings for free. Just send me an email and we'll get you linked in. For the last announcement, I'd like to introduce one of my most meaningful creative projects, a 3-volume series entitled Fairy Tales for Reparenting. Now, you might be wondering, why fairy tales? Aren't those just for kids? But through my personal healing journey and in studying the work of Carl Jung, Marie-Louise von Franz, and other spiritual and psychological traditions, I've come to see fairy tales as powerful symbolic maps for transformation. They carry deep, timeless wisdom, especially for those of us doing the hard work of reparenting ourselves. The series follows the structure of the hero's journey. Volume 1 explores the wounded child, stories of loss, betrayal, and innocence. Volume 3 is about the trials of endurance, cunning, and self-discovery. And Volume 3 is the return, stories of transformation, power, and wholeness. Each story is followed by journal prompts and space to reflect on how each story connects to your own inner healing journey. These are not just tales, they're tools. They're an invitation to connect with the part of you that still believes in magic and possibility and healing. You'll find both familiar classic and lesser-known stories from cultures around the world, offering you fresh insights and inspiration on your path. All 3 volumes are now available on Amazon. Your support means so much to me, not just for this project, but for the larger mission of helping myself and others reconnect inwardly. Reparenting is like nurturing a bonsai tree. It's not fast, it's not flashy, but with care, patience, and consistency, it will transform you. Thanks so much for being here and for supporting this work, and also for committing on your personal journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is a poem by Khalil Gibran. It's entitled On Joy and Sorrow. Just as a reminder, we're in August, and the theme for this month is Healing the Inner Child. We're in week 4, which is August 22nd until the 31st. And the theme for this last week of August is integrating play and joy. Now, I will not have a review section with journal prompts, but I encourage you to reflect on this poem and to perhaps click on the link in the show notes where you can read it in its entirety. I will also read the entire poem. It's not that long. So here we go. On Joy and Sorrow by Khalil Gibran. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." He answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which your laughter arises was oftentimes filled with your tears. How else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. It's not the cup that holds your wine, with the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven. And it's not the lute that soothes your spirit, the very wood that was hollowed with knives. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has already been your delight. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. They come together, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily you are suspended like the scales between sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty and you are at standstill and balance, when the treasure keeper lifts you to weight his gold and his silver, need must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. We want love in all its simple forms. It's in our nature to want these very things to be easy. We want to enjoy our homes, our jobs, our relations with others, whatever it may be, without any complications. In fact, we may run from every possibility of pain. However, when we grab hold of love, we must accept that loss follows like a shadow. The two are inseparable and bring joy with them and sorrow in tandem. With this poem, Khalil Gibran puts to rest the question whether love is worth losing, because he demonstrates that it is only through one or the other that we can feel either so vividly. More than our nature to want a simple life is our nature to feel deeply. Dealing with loss is not easy, but don't be blinded by the pain that awaits you, but rather look back at the love that gave you the joy that is oh so worth any sorrow. Thank you, and that's your reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.